Welcome back in our Unreal Engine learning tutorial series, and this is our part 10. And in this part we are going to be learn about the blueprints as in the classes. Okay, so pretty much we in the previous video we pretty much learn about the all the thing, pretty much like for a beginner how much it's needed. So now let me explain you what is basically the blueprint and the classes. So there's a two way to write the blueprint in Unreal Engine. The one is you can write the code inside of a actor or any of blueprint class, which is basically can be write blueprint, and second in a open level by class. So what does it mean? That suppose you want to make a system, like just see this is a tree that is moving, it's have code also that how it need to be moved, how it need to behave. Okay, this is what you can do. You can do two type of system. One, you can code individually every tree, which is basically inside of the blueprint class, and second you can write the codes why it's basically applying all the trees. Okay, like this tree, all the trees, because this all the tree using a same material, so it's a master class basically. Okay, that is a pretty similar, that there's a two way in a write the blueprint. One is the inside of the a actor or class, and second in the open level by class. So how you can do, but make sure the open level by class is critical to use most of cases, and it's not even applicable for the every situation, but instead of BP it's always is possible to do, but it can be also can make your code tricky. So it's basically depends on your situation and you need that how you want to apply it and how you want to use it. Okay, so let me show you the both system. Suppose you want to make a system that your character, okay, as you know that if you click on play we spawn with a third person character, the third person player is moved. How the system is work, okay, like how it's understanding that when we are pressing WSD it's moving. So there's a code logic behind it's going, but make sure it's more easy in Unreal Engine, the earlier version kind of like a 5.0, 5. Alpha or 5. Beta, but from after the 5.2 it's becomes a more critical because now it's using enhanced input system. Why it's not using the traditional input system, why we key map everything on our editors, now we do everything in our content browser. I guess that situation is also good because at that point we need to import export the inputs, but now we don't need to do, because when if you want to migrate the project, when you select the content browser it will be also migrate that input also, so you don't need to rebuild everything again. Okay, let me show you a simple open level by class example and a basic inside of the actor class. So suppose I want to put let me create a class at here, that right mouse, then blueprint class, and here if you go to blueprint class there's a lots of variant available in an actor, pawn, character, controller. The actor is basically a kind of like a actor, it's spawnable. It's mean that you can spawn it in a class or in a world. You can write here the code whatever you want, okay, but you can't use as a player. Like as a player you get the full control about that, how you want to move it and whatever. You can't get that system in that actor, but yeah, there's a second system is available, which is basically the pawn, which is can be receive both player control and inputs and output. Okay, but yeah, it doesn't have any movement system, but if you want you can still create. Okay, it's some more harder to do in a pawn class, but everything is pretty much set up in the character class. You can even use this as an actor, you can even use as a pawn, even is it's have the own walking mobility system, so you can use that component and make the system more easily. The second thing is a player controller. The player controller is basically the you can say that how the player is going to be work. It's just a controller. It's not too much needed. If you want, you can ignore it and you can create by others as well. It's not important, as I said. The fourth is the game mode base. The game mode base is basically very important thing because it decide that with which player you are going to be start your game. For example, every game start with a particular character or a vehicle. Suppose it's a vehicle game, racing game, it's always open a particular vehicle for you. After that you can choose it, or you can whether you can do customize or color change, whatever you want. So that system basically decide by the game mode. There's also option available which is the actor component, where you can create additional system like a component and you can place them in any of your actor, which is basically more easy. So these two parts are more advanced. Even if you want to go more advanced, you can press that all classes. There you find more and more and more, and there more have the more and more and more. Okay, so it's kind of like a moya stuff. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, we already started, so let me show you the actor class, and let's give it name that a BP. Make sure you can't give any space or blah, blah, blah symbols. So let's use a BP call TX. Okay, so let me place that here. So whatever you can create, you can drag and drop in the world. So instead of that, you can search it by Ctrl plus B and double click and open it. And whenever you'll be open, you find something like this. There's a panel basically, where at the left side you find the outliner, kind of like in our world things what basically it's have. You find all the graphs. If at the right side you find the graph details. So there's a two type of, even in the actor the actor in the event graph, there's blueprints. You are able to write code in a two different way. One is event construction structure, and second is basically the event graph. The event graph is basically work after the game execute, but the construction script is always runtime activation. Like even if you write anything in the event construction, it will be start executing currently from the runtime. Okay, even it's an editor in a game time and both. So it's on you whenever you want. So in my case, I don't need the event the construction. I'm going to use in a begin play in the event graph. So in the event graph, there's a two code more available, which is you find mostly everywhere, which is the begin play and the event tick. So this is some tutorial video available in my channel about the begin play and the blueprint code use, so you can use them. So let me write a simple basic code where I want to put a number in a text. So let me get a tag. So at the search panel, I'm adding a text, and now if I compile and you can see in my world that text. Okay, come on, yeah, there's a text basically. So at here now what I want, that I want to put a value. Okay, but I don't want to put value from here like something like this. I want to put value from blueprints. Okay, so I can show you. So at the text, as I said, there's two way to write. So let me first show you inside of blueprint code. So where in an event play, I'm first get the text that okay, this is a text, and from that I'm going to say that okay, I'm going to set some value instead of you. So set text basically. So even Unreal Engine 5, even it's called set content as some of cases. So in my case, I'm using set text. So at the event begin play, I'm going to make it as a text, so I can give input. So at here now I can write something, for example 1010. So as you can see, now I didn't set it from the component, but I set it from the, and I write it from a blueprint code. Okay, this is a basic blueprint code. Now if I click on play, you will be see that the number that I will give input at here, but as an editor you will be see that it's just showing that X, because this line of code is execute after the game open, okay, or the start. Now let me show you the same system if you want to do it from the open level by class. So at there it's some more critical, because first here we need to first tell to the Unreal Engine that okay, this is the actor that we want to edit. So let's go to the event, then open level by class, and it's also have the pretty similar blueprint code called begin play and begin tick. Because there's a no class to find out directly to drag and drop, so we need to first get that class. So for searching that class, we will be search get all actor from class. So it's basically get all the actor from the classes, whichever classes it have. So let's filter our class name, which is the BP text, and this is give us a array, so we can for loop, so we can get a individual, and from that individual we can cast to BP txt. So whatever class it will be find in our world, it will be have that data right now at here as in a loop, and now we can set that text. So now because if we still need to give some inputs inside of the text, so we can get that text. So get txt. So why is that at the component? Let's see, we have get txt. here the text render, which is basically this one, the text render component or the text. Because it's coming from reactor, now it's a component. From now we'll be set txt, so that is the pretty similar code. And now you know what we can write at here, so make it, let's keep it 1022. Okay, so you can understand that it's working. So compile and save. So as you can see, now we didn't connect this inside of blueprint, but we connected and make the code in our open developer class. So now if I click on play, you'll be see it's working now. So that is basically the thing, that there's a two way you can do, as I showed. So as I said, that it's if you don't know too much about the blueprint, it's some critical for you to make this system. But when you become experts and by using blueprints, you'll be understanding that okay, in this way I need to write this code, or in this place I need to write my this code. Okay, it's totally vary on you. You can basically, it's kind of like a math solving. There's a lots of step or lots of method available to solve the same math or getting the same value, but there's a different type of rules or the basically road available where you can go with that road and you can achieve your basically the result. Okay, so yeah, that is the thing. Okay, now at the class we already learned about the actor, so that is pretty similar for the pawn and the character. But at the character class, it's have some more varieties, it's have more feature. For example, if I show you a character, a empty character, let me show in the content. Character, let's give it name pl, and now double click and open. So whenever you open a character, you will be find something inside of that, which is a capsule collision. As I said you before, the collision is very important in Unreal Engine. So the collisions basically help you to verify the between the gaps between the world and between you, and also it's help you to and help Unreal you to understand the collisions, and that okay, it can be go inside of that or not. Okay, also it's give you some visibility stuff, so you can make your system more brightly. you know Okay, there's an arrow component available, which is basically say you or give you direction that okay, which is the basically the face and or how it's looking. Because suppose if it doesn't have this arrow, you never will be get understand okay, which is the x and which is the y, how which is the basically the start point. So this arrow basically give you the direction that okay, this is the face. Okay, then you find the mesh, and the mesh, it's a kind of like a component where you can basically choose your or set your player mesh. So there's a lots of mesh available, what we basically call our characters. So from here you can choose different of character whatever you have. If you add an asset pack, you'll find everything at here. Then as I said that the character is some different than the usual or the common what we see, that is have a character component where you can play with the gravity, then mask, walking system, it will be swim, fly, or whatever it will be do. You can play about that value, how much your player will be speed, you can control it. You can pretty much do lots of things with the character component, and you need to just give some time. And every blueprint class have that the same, most of these two system that big in play and eventic. But in the UI section, it's just going to convert as a event construct, so you need to keep it back. So whenever you watch by the blueprint tutorial series, you will be get enough knowledge about how it's going to be work. Okay, so compile save. Okay, at the classes for making a vehicle, now suppose you have question that bro, we understand there's a lot of class available, so now how you can understand that which class I need to use or what. So look, if you want to create a character of or a player, you can use the character. If you want to make a vehicle, so at that point you can use the you can need to search at here all the classes, and here you find the vehicle chassis physics. I guess there should be somewhere. Oh, at that point it also enable the plugin, because by default that is now not available. So you need to go to the all plugins and search VHI, and here you need to enable the chassis vehicle physics. So it's basically give you the vehicle, but make sure the setuping a vehicle is too much hard at Unreal Engine currently, okay, because it doesn't have any preset right now, and it doesn't come with any preset, which basically come earlier in Unreal Engine 4 version. But yeah, you can use the template as well to make your work more load free. You can pick here the add, you can go to add a feature and a content. Here you can add on this project a vehicle or AR third person, whatever you want from here, okay. So I guess you pretty much understand today's part, okay. And I guess that's all basically about the Unreal Engine and the classes that I want to explain, okay. Because as I said, this is the beginner, it's not super advanced, that why I'm going to teaching you that every point by point. It's just give you a overview of a full, that which is basically even help you to guide Unreal. So this is our complete tutorial series for Unreal Engine basic beginners tutorial series. So in next tutorial part we are going to continue our the common videos, request videos, and etc more. So thank you so much for watching, guys. See you in next tutorial video. Bye bye, keep safe.